Prime TV, new media with a difference. Welcome to the Podium. It's your host, Spencer ANIENWELU, and I'm back with another program. Prime Television is a station that's online that brings you political programs. We have our online charitable program, and we also have our lifestyle programs. On the program today, I have a young man who's a charismatic young man. He's one that's representing his people. I have Honorable Philip Ejiogu, and he's an honorable member on the State House of Assembly representing his people in Owerri North Constituency. You're welcome to the program, sir.
Thank you very much.
How are you doing?
Very well.
Yeah, thank you. I know you've been, you just recently came to London.
Yeah.
How's Nigeria?
Very well, not bad.
Yeah.
At least we're coronavirus free.
Okay. And how's Imo State? How's Owerri? And I know there's been a bit of tension I heard that's happening in Owerri.
Yeah, but we're getting better in time.
Okay, so how's your feeling? Tell me. I want you to tell me. Because we're in the diaspora here. We want to know what exactly the tension, how people feel about what's happening.
We really don't want to pass all the tension down here, so I would just say we're good. We're fine.
Okay, so can you tell people in just a bit about you?
My name is Honorable Philip Ejiogu. I'm a member representing Owerri North State Constituency in the Imo State House of Assembly. I'm an engineer by profession. Studied electrical electronics engineer from Federal University of Technology, Owerri. What else do you want to know about? Maybe you should ask questions on that.
Okay. No, I wanted you to tell, so because there's people out in the diaspora that you're representing that don't really know you, so it'll be an opportunity to tell them. So yeah, you explained yourself. But part of the discussion we're going to have today, because we know there's been a lot of tension in Owerri. We saw the way the previous governor, Honorable Emeka Ihedioha, unfortunately lost his seat, and now we have a new governor, Governor Hope Uzodimma. I'd like to know what political party do you represent? Are you in the PDP or APC? Or?
No, I belong to the PDP.
And then how do you feel about what happened?
Generally it was devastating news when it first came, but we were adjusted, and you all know we went to court. PDP went to court to pray for that judgment, and finally last 2 weeks we got the final judgment by the Supreme Court, setting aside our judgment, and today Hope Uzodimma is the governor. We take it in good faith.
And all of you are happy with it. And you know what we saw, what people saw, most of Nigerians saw that was peculiar about that what happened in Imo State was the way there were so many people that suddenly left the PDP and decamped from the AA and all that. Yeah. What really made people move? We had a little chuckle about that earlier. But what was it? People were saying there was a bit of, I don't know, inducement or what happened there?
Well, I would say most of my colleagues, most of the House of Assembly members actually wanted to be in the ruling party. They wanted to be members of the ruling party. So, probably that's why they decided to move and join the present ruling party as the APC.
And did you move?
No, I didn't move.
So you're still in the PDP?
Yes.
So how many of you are in the PDP? Why did you choose to remain?
We're 6 of us remaining in PDP. We used to be 22, and right after 5 days, we're 6 of us remaining now. I still remain in the PDP. I'm still going to be a PDP member because I think that is the platform in which the people of Owerri North cast their votes for me. I was elected based on the platform of PDP and on the ideologies of PDP. And I wasn't elected alone. My election came on the same day with His Excellency, Right Honorable Emeka Ihedioha, So we both had the same ideology. We both had the same dreams coming into the government. And when we came in, there were a lot we did in the space of 7 months. So when the judgment came and he was thrown out, I didn't see any reason for leaving my party, because it's still PDP. We still have our goals and our visions and everything. So I wouldn't leave the party for any reason.
And you think in 2023 the party is still going to be? You think you're going to make a comeback, or what's your?
Well, right now PDP is still very much strong.
Are you relevant in Imo State still? You think?
Very, very. We just had a congress, our ward congress last weekend.
Okay.
We're going to have a local government congress by next weekend. So I can tell you we're still very much on. Very much on.
Okay, and we're in diaspora here. You came over to visit us, so a lot of Nigerians will not know. I know a lot of people who want to come into politics in Nigeria. What would you say is the way they can? We don't have we don't vote. We cannot have the right to vote here, for instance. People say we don't have electoral value, for instance. So how would you advise somebody wanting to come into politics in Nigeria to come and maybe take your seat from you? How would you advise them to go about it?
Well, I'll advise the person to please stay put here and mind your work here.
Oh, not come back. Why?
Don't come back to
but we have a lot of people who want to come and serve as well. Who have experience and all that.
Well, I would say, politics in Nigeria is a different ball game from politics here.
Yes.
There's a lot of it's really not about how good you are. Really, a lot have to play to elect you into government. One is you.
Yeah.
One is your political party as well.
Okay.
The platform in which you run for election, has a lot of role to play. If you're going to win or if you're not going to win, or even if you win, your party also has a lot of role to play on how much performance you're going to to give. So what I would say, if you're in diaspora here and you're thinking of coming back to run for elections, I would say you should mark up a time.
Okay.
If you have the ambition right now, you can give yourself another 12 years or maybe another 8 years. Gradually come back.
Yes.
Be a registered voter, number one.
Okay.
And keep in touch with your constituency, depending on what you want to do and where you want to represent. If you're looking at representing your local government, you have to be in touch with your local government. You have to know the things that you have in mind to do for your local government. I mean, there are two different things. You want to be a legislator, you want to be in the executive arm of the government. Whatever it is, you have to know the things in place and what you want to do, and then keep in touch with your people. And also they have to know you and feel your pulse. And you also have to show, because there's this thing about the Nigerian politics now. It's about tested and trusted. People have to feel and know that you have the capacity to
tested and trusted. What do you mean tested? So is that why we keep on seeing the same old people being recycled? And
maybe.
Okay.
Maybe because these days people usually don't. I mean, they said the devil is better than the angel you don't know. So people just believe that they are all the same people. So I mean, someone we already know and we can vouch for is better than someone you don't know.
And I'm going to take you back a bit. You talked about the Congress and all that, but there's this news going around saying that the former, I call him former governor, Right Honorable Ejiogu was somehow being stopped from coming to visit his state. I mean, is that true?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Well, not really stopped.
Because I noticed he wasn't at the Congress yesterday.
No, he wasn't. No, he couldn't go back. Actually, what happened was I was with him on Monday night, and he was supposed to go back for the Congress, but he got a lot of calls from the security agencies asking him to come in quietly, go about his business quietly, and leave the state. And that's really not possible. This is a man the whole Imo State elected as governor, and he left shortly before the.
So who told him to come in quietly? Who the security agents?
Security agencies,
The police and all of that.
The police, the military, and stuff. So I mean, it's quite not possible because this is a man the whole Imo State casted their votes for, and shortly before the court case came, he left the state and hadn't returned back to Imo State ever since then. So it's normal that he will come back. There will be a whole of sentiments.
People to welcome him.
Wanted to come out and see the green cap and wave at him, and that was going to cause a whole lot of commotion. So I think the present government, being a little bit jittery about that, didn't want that to happen. So they stopped him from doing that. So we had to cancel the whole trip.
Okay, and I'm going to ask you: Is this your first tenure as a representative for your people?
Yes.
So if it is, the question now will be, what do you think you're going? What do you have as a vision for your people? I know you come over to London to see your people. You know, I know people that are going to go meet you and want to see you, and they want to hear what you've got in, what you plan for them. I mean, most people these days, they'll go into your position, and it's like we don't see any impact from them. You know, so is it really? So I'd like two things. This is a two-edged question.
Yeah.
What do you intend to do for your people? That's one. And is it true that the people in the House of Reps are normally in the pockets of the governors?
Oh well, yeah, two questions.
Yeah.
Number one, I would say, I'll take your second question.
Yeah.
Usually, we're usually perceived as being pocketed by the governor when we decide to work hand in hand with the executive arm of the government.
Yes.
Just like when we got into power, before we got into power, we had the last assembly that was described as a rubber stamp legislators.
Okay.
Because I mean, they did almost everything the government asked them to do.
Yeah.
You know, for whatever reason, I don't know. But when we came into government, we were all more like PDP members.
Okay.
So we all had an agenda to, you
Yeah.
know, deliver the state.
No, but you know, sorry to cut you off. Initially, you know what I talked about you said you came into power then. But prior to that, you know, we saw the same, you know, I asked you about the reason why people moved.
Yeah.
When Honorable Ejiogu came, there was a shuffling. People shuffled across as well. Now he's left, people shuffled across that way. So I'm wondering, you know, you said we came to the works of one accord.
Yeah,
Is it all about who has the money?
No, it wasn't about that, because after the elections, PDP had 13 members originally that won.
Okay.
On the platform of PDP.
Yeah.
13 original members.
Yeah.
We still had opposition. We still had over 6 people that remained in AA.
Okay.
That won under AA and decided to remain there.
Yeah.
And then we had people that won under the platform of ABGA.
Yes.
And they quite wanted to be with the ruling party because they saw the vision of His Excellency Right Honorable Ejiogu and wanted to key into that, and so they came over.
Okay.
You know, it wasn't a question of everybody a mass movement to another party. You know, and it took time. I mean, they didn't just join overnight.
Yeah.
It took time, and they kept on seeing development and reforms and all of that, and they decided to join PDP.
Yeah.
You know, and then there are certain things that come up. Where the legislative arm of the government, our job is majorly to oversee the executive arm of the government.
Yeah.
And if there's a marriage between the two parties, most times people tend to misquote it as being pocketed by the governor.
Yeah.
But even being in PDP when Ejiogu was governor, there were some bills that came we had to debate.
Okay.
Regardless that it was coming from, it was an executive
Well,
bill.
was it just a mere case of debating for the sake of it, just to,
No, debating.
Was it really?
Well, as for me, I represent the constituency, so I don't take decisions myself.
Yeah.
If an executive bill comes on the floor of the house, I look at it.
Yeah.
If I'm very sure 100% is going to favor the people of Owerri North, I support it 100%. If I'm skeptical, I'll go back and consult my leaders, talk to them, and if it's something that will fly, why not?
Okay.
So usually we don't have a one-day debate on executive bills. We look at it, and every constituency will be like, okay, fine, we want it to go. Certain bills don't get the 100% vote. But of course, when you make quorum, you're passed.
Yes.
So it's usually not about being pocketed by the governor.
Okay.
And today, now I'm in opposition. I'm in PDP. There's an APC governor. So I think once I get back, Imo State will probably know the definition of being pocketed by the governor.
Okay.
Not like I'm going to work against the president.
But you work with them.
But very constructive criticism when it's needed.
Yeah. And then back to the first question, which was, what do you plan to do for your people? You know, that's the most crucial thing.
Yeah.
Like, you know, what the reason why I'm asking this, and I'm going to hammer on it, is you have people, Imalites are going to watch this, and they're going to see we have a representative, a young man. I mean, you're probably younger than me, slightly, maybe, or maybe.
I don't think so.
But the thing is, we need erudite young people like you. We want to see new ideas. So the thing is, what are you going to bring that's different? You know, there must have been someone in your seat who was there before. You probably saw his flaws. What are you going to do that's different? We want to see new things.
Yeah, actually, when we come here and we look at everything here and we go back, it's there's no connection really. You don't see Nigeria, Imo State, or my constituency is not going to change overnight to be like the UK. But I think there are certain policies I can put in place that will set the stone rolling. So whoever comes after me will take over and continue from there, and things can begin to get better. For me, I'm more interested about the security system in my local government and in Imo State. The educational system. I happen to chair the committee on education in Imo State House of Assembly, and there's a lot to be done in the educational sector. There's a whole lot. So for me, primarily is the education, the security, and perhaps the healthcare sector.
So you're going to be passing. Do you have any? Do you have any bill that you're going to promise people you're going to sponsor? Do you have any particular bills?
Yes.
Do you have any? What bill is it? What do you have planned?
Well, it was an executive bill, but I sponsored the bill on the reform of universal basic education.
In the state,
in the State House of Assembly. Yes, we did the reforms, and there's a lot more bills. Once I get back, there's a motion I moved for local security system. So I'm going to move it to push it as a bill. To set up local security system in every autonomous community in Imo State.
So that means this feeds into the other question I had, which is to do with community policing. People always wonder. We know the arms of government in Nigeria. We have the executive on the federal level and on the state level. Now, we'd like to see you guys at the state level pushing bills to have why can't the state, for instance, Imo State, have its own, security outfit? All you have to do is push the bill through. Are you guys planning to do that, or are you?
Yeah, but in the last administration, during Rocha's Okorocha, we had new security networks. We had this security network. We had Imo Watch. These were two different groups that came up under the state government. So they had recruitment, youths employed under that sector, and they were doing quite a lot, in terms of security system. But it's always a question of funds in the state to pay these workers. So I think shortly before he left government, he stopped paying them, and a lot of them, went out and resigned and stuff. But we're trying to the bill which I'm trying to push, is going to have the state set out some percentage of funds strictly for security system. And we also want the traditional rulers to work with us to set up a strong vigilante system in every local community. I mean, this security system is important to everybody.
Of course,
it's not just me or the people in the government. It affects more everybody in the local area. So right now, every house is going to be on deck. The autonomous communities, the police, everybody's going to come together and set up this local vigilante to work perfectly well. Because I think it's better to work with a local vigilante than setting up a state security outfit, because someone in the village will know a stranger when a stranger comes into the village to want to do anything. So they better identify criminals faster than any other person. So I think that's the best way to go about it.
Right. And then I'm going to go into the present administration now, because you're going to, whether you like it or not, you're going to have to work with him. I think I saw a list of commissioners that were selected the other day. Those commissioners, what's your take on them in terms of the choice? Because we saw a list that I never knew anyone there, for instance. And when I looked at what the predecessor did in comparison, on the other list we saw old names. So what's your opinion on this choice of commissioners?
Well, just like you said, most of the present commission, the list came out actually. In fact, I just boarded my flight to London, and then I saw the list. I quite really don't know a lot of people there. But the nominee from my local government is somebody I know very well. I think he's a
competent hand.
He's quite competent. Yes, he's quite competent, and I'm hoping that the rest of the other people on the list are competent. I think is in the last administration, when Emeka's list came out, a list of commissioners came out, you could actually tell who was going to head
certain parts of
the commission, because I think he was actually putting in the round peg and the round hole.
Then tried and tested kind of thing.
He brought in best hands, and you could see someone known for an academician being on the list. Of course, he's going to head education. He's going to be a commissioner of education. You see someone that's renowned son or something. He's going to be in the judicial aspect. In this list, I really don't. Like I said, I really don't know them quite well, but I'm hoping that.
They'll do well.
Be the right choice.
Okay, and then two more questions. One is, I want you to give out to people. I know Imo Lights are here. Where's your constituency office? What's the address? Because do you know what I'm saying? This in the UK here, for instance, we have MPs in this borough of what's the borough? This is the borough of Lewisham. The borough of Lewisham. I live in the borough of Tottenham. We have an MP. I can go to the MP's office, call him, make an appointment, and I'll see him. Yeah. Are you gonna make that difference? Because none of the members, I'm telling you, I know, I've tried it. Yeah. You try to give me an appointment, they won't see you. I've spoken to you. You're easy. You know. Are you gonna make the difference once a week at least? Have people come to speak to you. Can you do that, or are you doing that already?
Well, I'm already doing that. I started doing that before I was elected.
Okay.
Right now, I have a constituency office. It's right on Orata, MCC Orata Road.
Okay. Yeah.
You know, right beside Ararome's office. It's plot 154 MCC Orata Road.
Yeah.
So it's on.
Okay.
You know, 7.
And people can make appointments and see you. It's not just a case of.
Yeah, I think just like I was telling, I was telling my brother when I came. I said, I developed BP problem 2 weeks after my elections and inauguration.
Well, from taking in problems.
Yeah, because I work 24 hours a day.
Yeah.
I'm very accessible. I mean, I've gotten 3 awards over time of being the most accessible House of Assembly member because I'm young and I think there's a lot to give in right now. So at any time you want to see me, I have only one line, I have only one number. You call me.
Is it on WhatsApp? Is it WhatsApp as well?
Yeah, my WhatsApp.
So people can WhatsApp you?
Yeah, sure.
I know you probably see hundreds of WhatsApps everybody.
Yeah, I do. The phone hangs. But so I try to, you wouldn't really talk to everybody every time.
Yeah, of course.
But I have people stationed in my constituency office.
Yeah.
If you have any problems or whatever that needs to be done, you can go there and report.
Okay.
And the people I have on ground, there are people that, you know, hands on deck, you know, that can take care of the problem even before I come in.
Yes.
And then if it needs my assistance, I take it. So I walk around the clock. I think that is not a problem at all, being accessible.
Okay. And then the final one, which I was going to say, is the issue of Igbo presidency in 2023. Are you going to run?
No, sir.
no, but what's your opinion in terms of an Igbo person turning up and coming out for it?
To be honest, I don't think we're ready for that yet.
Why?
I don't know. I don't think today you all know what the APC and how the APCs function on the federal level, and we all know the whole politics going on there, and we're all seeing the part the Igbo people are playing with it. So if you ask me, I'll say we're not ready for that yet. I don't think we are.
Okay.
Well, maybe our time will come, but right now, 2023, no, I don't think so.
Okay. And then I'd like you to say one more thing. I want you to speak to the camera, speak to Imolites, and give them your word. Speak to them and tell them about yourself, what you want to plan for them, and people from Owerri. I grew up in Owerri, for instance. I grew up in Ikenebu. I used to live there, so I know about Owerri. So you're actually my representative in a way, you know? So So does Ikenebu fall under your...
No, Ikenebu
is it just off?
Municipal.
Yeah, okay. So, but speak to them and tell them what you plan to do for them. And
okay. No, Ryan, they won. English and Igbo.
Igbo.
Well, I would thank you very much for having me on this show. First of all, I think this would be my first interview.
Okay.
Diaspora.
Yes. Okay.
After coming into office, but what I would say is, I would thank everybody that has given me the opportunity to come on this platform to present the Owerri North State Constituency in the Imo State House of Assembly. I will pray for patience, though. Number one, patience to gradually bring out all the apparatus to do the work, which we're already doing. I'm already doing. I would want to confide and tell the people of Owerri, not Imo State at large, that as long as I am sitting on the seat representing you people, I will do my best to make sure that every agenda that needs to be pushed, that needs to be spoken about and represented by the state government, I will make sure I bring that to book. And also, I will do my best to bring reforms in the educational system in Imo State, agricultural system, and most especially the security system in Imo State. I'll also pray that there's calmness and that everybody come together to work with the present administration, give our best to make sure because now it's no longer about political party. I think after elections, politics is over and then there's now governance. So I would want to pray PDP and everybody to put hands together to support the present government and push Imo State forward. That's what I want to say. And I want to crave the indulgence of the people in diaspora to please, whatever you can do to help Imo State move forward, please try to come back home and put in your 2 cents to make sure that things that needs to be done will be done appropriately. Thank you.
Honorable Philip Ejiogu, thank you very much. Nice to have you. And the next time you come to London, don't forget Prime TV. We're here. We'll probably have a new round of questions to ask you. Thank you for coming on, Ejiogu. Thank you very much.
Prime TV, new media with a difference.